Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a personal reading for someone who took me up on my 11/11 special, because right now for only $11.11 I'm doing personal readings, and 100% of the proceeds go to help forward the eco-fashion industry. You can find out more information by checking out the description below. But if you found your way to this reading and it isn't your personal reading, then stay tuned. Maybe there's some information that wants to come through for you as well. And if this is your reading, then check for signs of resonance, like chills or any visions or thoughts or gut feelings you have when I come across certain cards. I'm pretty excited for this reading. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at what's going on kind of in general for you. I made a custom spread, and we're really going to drill down on your career, because I know you said you wanted a career reading and having to do with your writing, and I thought that was cool because I'm actually a writer too, and I think it might be probably why I'm so good at reading the cards. I mean, there's so many stories you can see, and honestly life is like a story, you know what I mean? There's plot twists and dramatic endings and whatnot. There's a lot we can learn on this journey, and so I think what's really cool about this reading is that I feel like I'm going to be able to really help you out, because I kind of know where you're coming from when it comes to writing, and I felt like it was a really good question to ask, like what's going to happen, like are you going to have any rewards or recognition or any good news or offers. So I made a really awesome spread, and it's going to help reveal all of those things to you. So let's get into this. A general message for right now. Look at, I pulled the arts card. Isn't that cool? So I feel like right away, they're just trying to grab your attention and let you know, like, this reading is, you know, legit. It's gonna be a direct message to you, and also this is a really beautiful card. It's from my Wildwood Tarot deck. If you want to Google it, you can. There's a lot of information out there on this card, but it basically means that you're getting a big hug from the universe. It means you're well taken care of. Every time I freak out and like I try to pull a card and I draw this one, I just know it means to take a deep breath and that I'm on the right path. And I feel like there's a lot going on around you right now. There is some darkness that you've made your way through, but you have found a light, you know. Your path is very abundant, because I see these trees almost like money that's coming to you, or you're learning how to use your natural gifts and talents in order to generate abundance for yourself. So there's a lot of abundance around you, and you know, they're letting you know that this is the right path. So it's just kind of a confirmation. Good way to start the reading out is with some confirmation, let you know, hey, you know, they know what you're asking about, and like they're kind of like saying, yeah, it's okay to ask this, it's okay to do this, and you know, we're really supporting you with this, and this is something that we think is important for you. It's kind of like a message that's coming through, you know. I feel like I'm channeling your guides or something, I don't know. I'm like, who am I channeling? Where you are at in your path right now. So you've really learned how to face your fears. This card is Fear is the Mind Killer, and I pull this whenever I'm caught up in just worry and anxiety. I've pulled it for other people who are just very fearful and very sucked into like a lack mentality. So I feel like this is something you've really learned how to conquer. Like you're really working on your mindset, and so you've had this huge transformation, like a spiritual awakening, and so you're on a new path. Like it's the new beginning for this venture in your life, as far as obviously this career goes, and also your new outlook. It's like this new mindset. It's like a whole new you. Like you're very different than you used to be, maybe even 6 months or a year ago. Like there's been a huge kind of quantum leap in your life. You've really had this awakening. So you've made a lot of changes. And you're just starting to get comfortable, feeling like, you know, you're safe, and like these changes are for your highest good, and you're starting to really make clear intentions on what you want. So, you know, they're saying be sure of the direction that you really want to go in, and make sure you meditate on your next step. But overall, in your path right now, there's a lot of opportunities for like healing and change, and there's a very important transition going on. So, a message is coming through to say, pay attention to how you use your energy and where you draw it from. more nature could be needed. So, go out into nature and just keep yourself grounded through this time of change. It's exciting and it's a positive change for you in the good direction towards your dreams and goals and your soul mission and life purpose, but it's, it can be kind of rocky when you're going through changes. So just make sure you stay grounded, and it's just go outside and feel at peace. Oh my gosh, I went outside just to paint my nails today, and I felt so relaxed. I guess I didn't realize how stressed out I was until I went outside and took a deep breath, and I don't know, it's just like all your worries go away, and there's just something so beautiful and healing about nature. And when you get disconnected from it, you can get really sucked into the fear and the chaos and greed of the world, So go out into nature and just remember all is well is a message that's coming through for you. But they're saying you're really shedding a lot of illusions you had in your life, and you're shedding a lot of limitations, and you're stepping into wholeness. So that's where you're at right now. What's going on with your writing career right now? I just wanted kind of a general message about your career, specifically in this writing career. Right now, currently, I feel like you could be struggling with just a little bit of writer's block. It's something that came up when I was pulling the cards. I had a message to pull a row of cards for you on what you can do the next time you get writer's block, just to kind of help you through that, like a tip. I figured, why not, And I actually just started pulling cards for ideas lately, like how should I start this chapter off, because I'm actually working on a book and some other things, and I'll pull a card and it'll give me an idea, so it's fun. You can use the cards for so many different things. It's just a way to tap into your own subconscious and your own inner knowledge. I don't need the cards to really do this reading for you. I feel like they're a tool. I can contact your guides and any energy that's coming through, and just better feel into it with the images and the feelings I get off them. But ultimately, it's all within. So I feel like there's a message coming through for you that it's time for you to go within. And I know that sounds really vague. It means something different for everyone. For some people, going within really is going into nature and spending quiet time of solitude, just listening and working with the earth. And for other people, they really like to meditate and clear their chakras, or do certain kind of visualization meditations and healings. And some people like to write poetry and find other ways to express themselves. It's a way to get in touch with your inner self and your inner world, and your true power, and to draw from your own inner knowledge and resources to help you make decisions and find the next step forward. And you go within to find inspiration, you go within to ground yourself, to find peace. That's the intention. So I feel like that's kind of what you're doing right now in your life. There's this big transition out of this darkness, and you're going into finding peace with yourself. And you're also finding peace around you as well, because as within, so without. The more peace you find within yourself, the more peace you're going to see reflected in the world around you. And literally, it will reflect by amazing things and opportunities and stuff coming your way, because you suddenly open up for it and create that energy and space for it. And also, it's just, you're no longer looking for the darkness, so it's easier for you to just relax and kind of be in the moment and witness the magic of that. So it's a really beautiful time for you in your writing career. You've been given a lot of inspiration. That's why I think these stars, it's just you've been given a lot of inspiration. I feel like you're a bit of an overthinker, though. You're so well-spoken and well-written that your own mind sometimes can chatter a lot, and I know how that goes from experience, which is probably why I'm able to see that, feel that from you. So this time of solitude is going to be more important than spending time, maybe in prayer and talking and asking. You might be really good at writing spells and affirmations and prayers and stuff like that and asking, but what you have to work on now is the receiving, is the message that's coming through. So quiet time of solitude, because I do feel like there's something that wants to come your way. There's opportunities, and I feel like this is a really extra special psychic power I have of being able to sense like when something's coming into someone's life. I can sense when someone's going to have like a new partner come into their life, a new relationship, a new job opportunity. It's so bizarre. I had a friend actually that I would told her, I was like, man, I think that you're gonna end up meeting someone really soon. And she's like, really? Like, can you do a love reading for me? And so I did this huge love reading for her about her soulmate, and or one of her soulmates. And yeah, literally, like, I'm not even kidding you, a couple days later she ends up meeting this person, and exactly like the person I described. It was terrifying almost. And she's actually still in a relationship with this person, and it's going really well. So I don't know, it was weird. It was just like a vibe. I could just feel it. It was an energy, and I feel like with you it's something like that. I'm feeling like this rush of something heading your way, and I see this full moon here, manifestation. It's like, but yeah, they're saying be quiet now, quiet, go within, solitude, find your peace, get grounded, because you need to open to receive. And this is all so meta. Oh my gosh, it's so meta. You know what I mean? This whole manifesting things and learning how to get in the flow with the rhythm of the universe. It's bizarre, but what I know from what I've learned so far is that when it comes to opening to receive, you just need to be in a receptive mode. You don't want to block yourself, you know? And what you can do to open yourself up and get into that receptive mode is to do things that make you happy, to focus on the positive. If there's any worry or fear, just kind of say a prayer or say an affirmation and just release it with love and light, and continue on focusing on positive. And you know, if the worries keep coming, you really maybe let yourself break down over it. Let yourself really think about it and write about it, and, like, you know, use that gift you have to process it, but then let it go. You know, you just don't want to ruminate. That's the point I'm trying to make. Don't ruminate on worries. Spend your time wisely. Spend your focus and your energy on things that are going to lift you up and build you up and keep you in that flow. And you know, do what you're supposed to do. Follow your inner guidance, and that's how you stay in the receptive mode. And if you can hold that, if you can just hold that energy, just hold it, good things will come. You think about our ancestors, you know, a lot of them did lots of dances and music and festivals, and they would do like these festivals for the harvest where they would just sing and sing for days and dance around a fire. And it was about like holding that energy and holding that space for like positivity and for wellness and for health. And our minds are just so powerful. You know, everything's energy, and we do have the ability to draw things to us, and it's pretty awesome. Like attracts like, you know. So you want to try to get on that high vibe. Just Google it. You'll find a lot out there about manifestation. Trust your gut. Follow what resonates. Everyone has their different way of explaining it, and there's different tips, and just start playing around and try it. But, you know, staying in the receptive mode is something that works for me. If I'm impatient, something's not coming through, I usually get to this point where I break down and I surrender, and then I just go do what I was supposed to be doing. And, like, instead of worrying, you know, I usually go do something that it's fun, or that I'm, you know, my work or whatever I've been procrastinating on or putting off. And then all of a sudden that email comes, or all of a sudden you know, I get the good news or the offer. So I just feel like that's something that's coming through for you. So interesting. Manifesting tips. Let's see. Will you be getting any rewards or recognition? That's what this row is. So this is karma, and this is like kind of like, you know, something coming towards you in the ethers. But this card means like get in the cave and chill out. That's like every time I pull it, I'm just like, this polar bear is always telling me get in the cave, like. So for me, it's like, I know when I see this card, it's time for me to really rest. In the guidebook, which is just so beautiful, I love this deck. In the guidebook, I'm gonna show you. It's so pretty. Like, I'm seriously obsessed with this deck. It changed my life. It says the sleep of the just. So, right there, if you can see it, the sleep of the just. And that's kind of sticking out for me. It just came to my mind when I was looking at this card. And so I feel like you've kind of been, like I said, you kind of been through hell. Like, because this card isn't really putting it lightly. There was this darkness and you're in a transition out of that. So it's time for you to rest. You might even physically be tired. And I was actually going to say at the beginning of this video, when I first tapped into your energy, I started feeling really tired, and also I had a hard time talking. Like, I had to hit stop and like try to re-record this like 5 times. So it makes me wonder, like, your throat chakra is probably blocked, so you know they're telling you to do some healing, and which will obviously help with your writing. You know, you might want to look up some throat chakra meditations. I do them before I sing, and they help so much. Oh my gosh. And you know what, I should try them for my writing too. I didn't even think about that. I do them every so often, you know, when I feel an intuition to do so. So you can look into it, or you could even try singing. You know, now that I'm bringing up singing also helps open up your throat chakra. It could help you with your writing. You know, you wouldn't think that singing could help you with your writing, but it could. So yeah, they're just telling you right now, like, as far as the rewards and recognition, it's kind of a time where you're drawing this to you, but more work needs to be done. But before more work can be done, you have to rest. So I feel like it's a message, you know, and like you're frustrated, like you want to push past this period. Like you're kind of, but you know, there is this hesitation right now on your worthiness, you know, as far as these rewards, because you're trying to manifest this. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to manifest some very specific things when it comes to my career too. So, you know, you're trying to manifest this, and they're saying you need to rest and kind of get in alignment, be quiet, go within, and, you know, kind of work on the worthiness. They're saying, you know, you do have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching, and that's what you're doing when you're writing. You're actually teaching others through your writing and through what, you know, the messages and the metaphors and everything. It's very beautiful, and this is your throat chakra right here. And so there's a huge healing that's being done. You're getting more comfortable to speak your truth. You're a little hesitant, but you're leaving this difficult time behind. These 2 cards mean almost the same thing. It's just this one's more positive. This is the transition card. It's still, the darkness is still looming, but this is saying that this is a really beautiful time ahead for you, and you know, your writing is helping you gracefully transition into this more abundant phase of your life. So I guess in short, you are definitely going to be getting some recognition and some rewards, but a little bit more healing needs to happen in order for you to manifest that. So it will be in your near future. It definitely will be. Like I said, I can feel this thing coming. I can feel that energy for you, but if you want to speed it up, they're just saying heal that throat chakra, and you know, get connected with your worthiness, and you know, get connected with your inner truth. You know, you want to feel very confident about what you're saying, about what you're writing, about what you're sharing. And this card is just confirming to you that this is meant to be. This is definitely why you came here. You're here to tell your message, and it's very important. And let go of comparison. Yes, there are a million other writers out there, and you're probably drawing inspiration from some of them, but you don't have to be as good as, or quote unquote better than, these people. Everyone has a beautiful style in their own way. Everyone has their own way of communicating, and your words are going to resonate the most with the people who need to hear them. And that's what I realized when I started this channel. I didn't even want to start it, even though I had been following other people's channels and had been really into this, and I knew I had this gift, and I would share it with friends, and they would be like, oh my god, that's amazing, this is coming true. And they'd call me and be like, oh my gosh, that guy you said I was gonna meet, I just met him. And you know, it was so cool, but I was afraid to put this out there, you know, because I was like, who's gonna want to watch this? Because there were so many amazing YouTubers, which definitely check them out. There's other people doing readings, and it's just so cool. So many people spreading these beautiful, positive, uplifting messages, you know, that's what I wanted to do. But once I just posted that first video, and even just 2 people started commenting and writing like that they liked it and that it helped them and that it made their day or that it gave them hope, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so why I do it. So you know what, even if one person reads your writing and it helps them or it inspires them, that makes it worth it. That's all the recognition and reward you need, you know? So there are huge recognition and huge rewards coming, but just know, like, your words will probably mean more to some people than you would ever know and that you would ever think, you know? And the right people are going to be led to read your pieces, and, you know, it's just really beautiful how that works and how synchronistic it is that, you know, you were led to this channel, and I was led to all the channels that encouraged me to start this, and you just never know how big of a deal you're going to end up being to some people, even if you're just writing advertisements. You just never know, like, what can come through. So in short, yes, you are going to be getting rewards and recognition in your future. The next question is, are there any offers or good news coming through? So, like, what can I tell you in specific to your offers? Well, check this out. This card says, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. This is the manifestation card. So sometimes I pull this card when I'm, like, really worried about something coming through. If I've asked, like, I don't know, I want this fashion editorial to be published in this specific magazine, and I've pitched it and I've sent it out, and it's been like months since I've heard back, and like I keep sending more, and I'm just like, should I give up on this? I pull this card and it tells me, like, don't give up on this. Like, this is definitely meant to be. And usually a couple weeks later I hear back good news, and they're like, sorry, I was on vacation. I love this. I want to publish it. Can you send me the credits? So, you know, I feel like it's a situation like that for you. Like, you're ready to go to the next level, and you want to go viral, you know, you want that fame, and there's nothing wrong with desiring that. So maybe you should let go of any feelings of guilt or shame you have at, like, being famous, about being a writer, and about owning that and claiming who you are. It's okay. Like, it's okay to want that. Like, with fame comes influence, and there's nothing wrong with wanting that if it's going to be for a positive means. So just hold the ground that you can manifest this. They're saying fly above the emotions and just center yourself here, because this card's talking about there just being, like, kind of hell around you, like a lot of muck, and I just think this is the overthinking. If you're a writer and you're gifted with words, it's gonna backfire on you sometimes, and you're gonna overthink so much, and you're gonna, like, you know, like I said, the mind chatter, and you're gonna be very hard on yourself, very critical, because you're always, like, editing. So, like, you get in that edit mode, and, like, sometimes you just start editing yourself, and you edit everything and everyone, and you just get really, like, sometimes you got to take a step back, fly above it, and just be, you know, just be in the moment, just accept this process, you know, trust yourself here. There's a message coming through that your wish is granted. So yes, there is definitely good news and offers coming through. This is such a funny reading. I just feel like they're being kind of ironic here with you. I don't know if you can feel that vibe already, but, like, the cards, it's like they're not being specific with me about, like, what offer. They're just, like, they're giving you tips on how to manifest. They're telling you, like, keep going, like, you're really close. It might even be that the offer is so close that after this reading it, like, materializes, and then you just laugh. You're like, oh gosh, like, well, now it's here. You know? So there's so many yeses coming through. I'm gonna read you this card because it's really awesome. It says, don't push too hard. Your wish will be fulfilled if you allow it to come to you. So like I said, opening to receive and allowing. I was feeling that even before I came to this card, that was a big message for you. They're also saying the old habit of debt is lifted from you in your life. So the old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you in your life. So I also see this as, like, you being lifted up. Like, they're kind of giving you kind of a foreshadowing that this is going to bring in a lot of abundance for you, following this path you're on. And you don't have to worry about any debt you might have racked up. I know you have to take a lot of risks when you're a writer. It's definitely can, you know, you can rack up those credit cards. So maybe there's something like that going on. They're telling you not to worry about it getting paid off, because they're going to be able to help you with that abundance. And this is really beautiful. If you're wondering where this transition is headed to for you in your career, it says, I herald in a time in your life where all the wishes you have had are being fulfilled. Let it rain. You can take a deep breath and stop expecting the future to be like the past. Remember everything that has led you here. Remember all the miracles. You are well taken care of. Have faith. So, there have been some offers and some miracles already in your past. Just know that it's like the waves in the ocean. They just keep coming. You know, sometimes you go to the ocean and it's like flat and you're like, whoa, there's no waves today. I'm a surfer, so this is a metaphor that really speaks to me. But for the most part, the waves are coming, you know, and there are opportunities. Sometimes there's a lull, but there will be more coming your way. But there's something you need to do. They're really, I can kind of say like meditation, healing, grounding, work on open to receive, clear the throat chakra. Those are some messages that I'm seeing coming through. But I also feel like you need to trust your gut here. On what needs to happen, because this card came out saying as far as your offers and good news go, finding yourself in the same place that you were before, what is it that you need to do differently this time around? So they're saying that it's time to stand up to others' demands on your thought space and mental energy. So the overthinking. Thinking of these people and for them harms you and them. So there's some people in your past, like some type of drama, maybe your childhood. It's saying that, you know, you think about this a lot and it drains your mental energy. And they're just saying to be kind to yourself, you know? And there's gonna be a shift towards your passions here. So it's like your passions are helping you channel all this energy. So when you're not channeling it, you're overthinking this. And they're saying, you know, there could be some healing that needs to be done. You know, there could be some meditation, some cord cutting, something like that. And I'm just sharing from my own experience because, wow, it's been such a journey for me. I have met so many people in my life, and some people have come into my life and just totally blessed me and been amazing, and other people came into my life and shook it up and, you know, taught me some really important lessons. And, you know, none of us are immune to that contrast here. So sometimes at certain points in your life you really have to get conscious and do some healing and really let it go. For some people it looks different for everyone. For some people they just write a bunch of songs and that's how they process it. For other people it's taking time and space and solitude to kind of heal. For some people, it's like literally healing, like sleeping, drinking lots of water, eating healthy foods, prayer, like writing, stuff like that. It's, you know, think about what it's like after you go through a breakup, you know? Can be really exhausting at first. It's just, you're crying all the time and like you're just like in despair. And I feel like you were in a situation like that. It could have been an actual breakup, but yeah. I see that, and I feel like you're moving past this time, you know, you're moving past it to a time where you're much more open and you've kind of purged this energy. It's just like you're at the tail end of that. It's like a spiritual awakening, you know. A lot of times what leads to the spiritual awakening is some type of traumatic life event, or it could be like a car accident, or a breakup, or you move somewhere and it's just a culture shock, or an accident or something. It can be positive for some people, for others it can be tragic, but usually it's something that shakes your life up and causes you to really look at things different. So I feel like something like that happened for you, and that's kind of what led you to this path. And they're just saying that there's a little bit more muck that needs to be cleaned out, but it's a very natural part of the process. Even if you didn't consciously do anything in this situation, you're going to be led through this. But this is just kind of like some forewarning here about what's kind of going on behind the scenes with your healing and everything, and with moving forward. But I'm feeling some really positive vibes off this. I'm feeling like you are really stepping into your power, you know? You're still a little insecure, and there's a little, like I said, the worthiness and the hesitation is coming through as part of what could be kind of blocking these manifestations from coming through. But I feel like they're saying, you know, not to worry about that, because like I said, it's a natural process for you. Your wish is being granted here. They know what you want. It's more about opening to receive at this point. Now, what is the next step for you when it comes to your career? So I pulled that. What's the next step for you? I'm gonna pull a clarifier from my personal deck. So they're saying that you are learning how to have an open heart and how to be vulnerable. So you're being guided. It's kind of internally. It could be that you are connected with your spirit guides and you're doing meditations and like you're really feeling that intuition. Or just when you're writing, you're naturally starting to feel your heart open and feeling like you want to be more vulnerable. And so you just have to realize that it's safe. It's safe for you to be vulnerable. It's safe for you to have an open heart. And they're saying, don't be so hard on yourself. You know, you're being reminded of all the amazing things you do have to offer this world. And you're being gently nudged to start or finish that project, write that song, make your masterpiece, and live your dream. So the writer's block's coming through again. They're saying to maintain your innocence and gentleness. This is a gift you were born with. Your open heart is a gift that you share with others, and it's going to bring you a lot of abundance. So there's a lot of opportunity and wealth coming to you, and that's what this card is about, the Deer card. And obviously in relation to your career. So the next step is to trust and be open to this instruction, and to really take your passion to the next level, and don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Just focus. You need to write every day. And oh my gosh, I know that this reading is also a message for me. It's hitting me right now because I haven't done any writing in days, and I'm inspired. I feel after this I'm gonna go try to write a page at least, because a page a day is coming through, you know, like you need to do a page a day at least, and just continue. And if you don't have a project to work on with your writing, then give yourself one. So if no one's hiring you, you don't have anything coming through, then just give yourself something to write and continue to follow your soul's inner guidance. Like you'll know what to write next. So they're saying that you need to really just go for this and throw yourself into it. That's the next step here, is you had go hard, go all the way. And you know what, another message is coming through to check out Gary V on I don't know if you follow him. A lot of people do. He's like a ton of followers, but he's on Instagram, Gary V, so GaryVee, and he is a really amazing feed to follow if you need some motivation to hustle. Like, he comes up on my feed and he's just telling you like what's going on in the world and like what's going on in the industry, and like how other people are winning at doubling down on their passions and their talents. That's kind of his message, is to like go all in on your talents and to work hard at it, like to grind. Don't just expect it to happen. I mean, that's part of manifesting, but comes a point where you have to take action. So obviously you're taking action here, but I feel like hustle and grind, that's just like some words that are coming through. So check out Gary V, follow him, and like if you're on Instagram or on the internet, he'll pop up in your feed and it'll remind you to get off the internet and to go grind what you're supposed to be doing. He's the one who actually kind of inspired me to start in a way to start this channel and to push more content. He's about like keep pushing content, keep cranking it out, like just keep going. Like obviously quality over quantity, but you know what, also you need to let go of perfectionism. I feel like you're just, no matter what you push out, no matter what you write, it's going to be gold, and this is a gift you're given. So you need to crank it out and get used to being more vulnerable and let go of that perfectionism. So that's kind of the next step for you, is to just grind down and just write. Oh gosh, I know this is a message for me too. I'm gonna have to do that too. I have no excuses not to be writing more, personally.